Dispatch. Earlier when I was live, everybody kept asking me, how do I feel about women giving their kids up to CPS? And I said, if you feel like you can't do it no more, go ahead, give them to CPS so you won't harm them. I had no clue that it was a video of a mom doing just that, like giving the kids up. And my opinion still stays the same. Y'all have to realize, for a lot of us, times are completely different. Like growing up, bring it back to me. Growing up, my mama them had a village with us. My great-grandma Merle had 20, 30 kids at her house at one time. Like, that was normal to drop 20 kids off to one lady and not get her no money, no food, no nothing. And that was normal. My mama friends didn't want to go out. They'd be like, take your kid to my grandma's house. Like, the village was so strong back then. Even if it was a burden to my grandma, she still wasn't going to let nothing happen to us. She still tried to feed us. Fast forward today, it is hard to get help for some of us. Not all. Some of you guys are blessed with a great village, but it does take a village to raise a child. There are women out here that are tired. The baby daddy's not helping. Their family isn't helping, and it's just them. What do they do to prevent them from harming their own children? Get rid of them. That's how I feel. Get rid of them. Give them to somebody who can get them. Now, before you get to this point, it would be better to be proactive and build a village. You guys have to learn how to build a village outside of your family. My family don't help me with shit. I got my children in daycare, which I pay for out of my own pocket. That's my village. After school program, that's my village. Going to regular school, that is my village. I had to learn how to be a mature adult and process my feelings while my children are away at school. Chase my dreams while my children are away at school, daycare, after school. Once they come home, I no longer matter. My children do. And it sucks because I didn't witness my parents this way. My daddy got 20-something plus children. He did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. My mama had 3 kids by 3 different men, and she had a lot of support. Could leave me at my grandma Murrah house, could take us to grandma Johnny house, could spend the night with friends. She had so much support. She could do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. She was not tied down to her kids. Just like many moms in the 80s and 90s, they were not tied down to their children. What you guys have to realize is, one, this is what made me get over the fact that I don't have a village built into my family. Them hoes didn't raise us. I have said this many times. My mama didn't raise me. Being that my mama didn't raise me, how can I expect her to be my village and help raise my children, especially for free, just because she loves them and their family? No, it don't exist. Instead of getting mad, let me build my own village outside of this. But if you feel like you can't build your own village and you overwhelmed and you just done, nobody won't get them anyways. Do what you have to do to keep your children alive. If that means you got to give them away to Child Protective Services, and I'm going to pray for your kids, and you're going to pray for your kids that God cover them, then you go do that. Don't let nobody else make you feel bad. I have a story. This girl from Tampa, her daughter had autism. And she kept asking for help. Like, she had even asked me, reached out to me for advice. I gave her some. Then one night she reached out to me and I gave her some advice. And then she reached out to me again. And I was like, hey, I'm driving. I'm going to hit you back up later. Did not hit her back. She drowned her baby in the Hillsborough River here in Tampa, Florida. She did not have no help. She was reaching out to her baby daddy, to her family. Nobody was coming to help her. Everybody was just judging her. And as soon as something happened to the kids, people like, oh, I would have helped. Want to do the crybaby shit. When we as mothers are going through it and they see us going through it, they don't step in to help. So if you feel like you tired and you overwhelmed and you don't have a village, do whatever you got to do to keep your children alive and not go to prison. And then, you could probably reunify with your kids. You could probably go ahead and get the psych evaluations and start speaking to your therapist and build the village. CPS will help you build the village. I always tell y'all, call CPS on yourselves. If y'all feel like y'all overwhelmed and y'all need some help with childcare, call CPS and tell them, hey, I'm about to get these kids away. I'm about to leave them home because I don't have help. I'm losing my fucking mind here. I need resources. They will give you resources for free before you even get to the point where it's just like, fuck these kids, I'm giving them away. And I have personally felt like that way. Y'all seen me. I took a 3-day vacation. My husband is my village, but sometimes he my village involuntarily. You getting your kids. These your kids. I didn't make them by myself. But what if Wood was to say, man, fuck you and these kids? Then what? So like I said, you build your villages, in advance. Be proactive so you won't be reactive to the point where you just like forget this and just get these kids up. But if that is your case, I'm not going to judge you. I'm happy that your children are still alive. They just said in Tampa, this girl in Belma Heights harmed her kids, unalived her kids. I don't know how true that is because I didn't look into it, but that was supposed to be yesterday, you know? So you just got to do whatever you need to do for your own mental health. Fuck what the world says. If you're feeling overwhelmed, call CPS on yourself and get the resources that you need to get help with your children. Go to the YMCA. Utilize stay and play for them 2 hours. Get your head in the game. Speak to some life coaches. Speak to people that have been in your shoes that can kind of give you guidance. Also, get your kids on a schedule. Getting my kids on a schedule is one of the best things that I have ever done. Coming from where I come from, that's not normal, like to see women with multiple kids and they're on a strict schedule, but you got to get your kids on the schedule. Your house got to shut down. Like I say, my house shut down at 9 o'clock. Kitchen is closed. That gives me the opportunity to clean up. That gives me the opportunity to be alone with my husband. But for all of the moms out there that's overwhelmed and you know, you feeling like enough is enough, you don't want to be a mom anymore, please know that that's a normal feeling. Don't act on that feeling at first. Try to utilize your resources. But if you feel like you just can't do it, the mental health isn't here, do what you have to do to keep your children alive, okay? You can always get them back.
I completely understand exactly where Peach is coming from. If you feel like being a mother is overwhelming, you don't have the support that you need, and you know, you're thinking about self-harm to yourself or your kids, definitely get some help. You know, I would rather the kids be safe than sorry, but even thinking like that, it is kind of scary because with putting your kids in the system, it's scary because you don't know where they're at. You don't know if they're safe, if they're eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are cruel. Like, no one is going to treat your kids the way you do. No one is going to love your kids the way you do. It's just different. But at the end of the day, you can't hurt those kids. So you have to try to make a better life for them. And like she said, you can always get them back. So just because you put them in the system doesn't mean they have to stay in the system. Like, when you get your life together and you feel like your mental health has built back up and you're doing better, definitely get your kids back. I feel like she couldn't have said it better. Like, she said everything that needed to be said. If you feel like you do not have help, your mental health is not together, and you're having suicidal thoughts of any form, call CPS on yourself. Get the kids help. Obviously, I would say, you know, try to get help within the family. Ask your sister, your auntie, your mother. But obviously, you know, if you don't have the help, you just don't have the help. You know, I completely understand, but it's so many scenarios where, like, people are driving in the lake or drowning their kids. It's a lot of crazy things going on, and I just feel like we just need to pray and stop letting the devil take over the minds, because that's all it is. Like, no one is literally in their right mind is going to just sit there and think like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And some people think like, oh, you know, if I go, I'm gonna take my kids with me, because, you know, I just don't believe in that thinking. Like, if you decide to kill yourself, yeah, it sucks that your kids have to grow up without a mom, but they'll still survive. You know, even if they go through some things, you know, during that road, it's okay. It'll make them. I really pray and hope that they don't have to experience anything, but I feel like that's selfish to say like, okay, I'm going to unalive myself and my kids. No, like, if you're going to unalive yourself, do that for yourself, but don't do that to your kids. I never understood that. So once again, I completely understand with Peach, you know what I'm saying? It's hard times out here. Like, rent is high, groceries are high, and, you know, raising kids, let alone multiple kids, it can be a lot on a single mother that does not have any help. So I agree with her. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I cannot stress, please subscribe to my channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. If you have came this far, why aren't you subscribed? Obviously, you enjoy the content, you're entertained. Just subscribe to my channel. Like right now, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. I'm gonna give y'all a good 5 seconds to do that. Thank you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.